In a sprawling metropolis of neon lights and towering skyscrapers, Jenna Moore found herself swallowed by the shadows. Once a respected professor of quantum physics at a prestigious university, Jenna had cultivated knowledge, created innovations, and inspired countless students. But when a scandal involving a powerful corporate sponsor left her disgraced and jobless, her privileged life crumbled. With a heart full of bitterness and a mind teeming with desperation, she was now a ghost wandering the city streets, sleeping under a dusty bridge that ran parallel to the main highway, far removed from the elite circles she once frequented. Homelessness had stripped Jenna of many things, but it could not take her intelligence or resourcefulness. Rummaging through the remnants of a lost past, she salvaged parts from discarded tech, old drones, computer components, and circuitry, slowly turning her makeshift shelter into a haven of ingenuity. It was under this bridge that her fascination with flight, rekindled by necessity, birthed an unconventional plan. Each night she labored tirelessly, crafting a small drone equipped with an intricate system for communication. The drone became Jenna's lifeline, a symbol of rebirth. She fashioned it not just for survival, but also for vengeance. Long nights spent poring over schematics and maps of banks in the area led her to devise an audacious heist, a way to reclaim her dignity and escape the grip of poverty that had ensnared her. She programmed the drone to fly directly into a bank's secure area, armed with a note and a small, non-lethal stun gun. The note, written in trembling script, declared her intentions: a demand for funds to be transferred to a safe account. On a chilly night painted with a translucent fog, Jenna launched the drone for its first mission, her heart racing with anxiety and exhilaration. Watching her creation ascend, she felt a surreal blend of hope and fear. The drone soared into the night sky, illuminated by the city lights, as she followed its path through a pair of high-tech goggles. Echoing whispers of disbelief and adrenaline coursed through her veins as the drone approached its target. Would this ultimately be her salvation or undoing? As the drone breached the bank's outer parameters, alarms blared unexpectedly. In a twist of fate, a security upgrade had been implemented that Jenna did not anticipate. Her heart dropped. The first rule of hacking was to expect the unexpected. She fought against the impulse to pull back the drone and watched in horror as a security drone scrambled toward hers. Panic surged through her, but Jenna quickly recalibrated the control, engaging the drone's evasive maneuvers just as laser beams cut through the air. With seconds to spare, Jenna commanded her drone to take a sharp dive, narrowly evading the chasing security drone. She felt an exhilarating rush surge through her as it swerved into alleyways and tight spaces, easily navigating the urban jungle. In that moment, her life lived on the margins felt oddly exciting. But as the drone circled back toward her, she could feel the weight of failure. Had she succeeded in snagging even a fraction of the intended heist, or was it all for naught? With the drone landing safely in her makeshift home, Jenna hastily retrieved it and inspected the payload. To her dismay, the only thing it had managed to capture was chaos. But within the wreckage of her ambitions lay a glimmer of hope. One of the bank's security codes had uploaded onto her system during its frantic escape. Despite the setback, Jenna realized that this could be her chance to improve her strategy and heighten her success rate. Fueled by determination, she set to work dissecting the data. In the dim light of her hideout, Jenna worked methodically, poring over her new intel. Each digital artifact she collected was a brick in the wall of her revenge against the institution that betrayed her. She learned about bank shifts, security routines, and technology that shrouded the facility. With newfound knowledge, Jenna started building a series of increasingly sophisticated drones, each capable of different tasks, preparing for an elaborate operation that would soon follow. One rainy evening, while scavenging for supplies, Jenna caught the attention of a nearby tech-savvy teen named Leo. Curious about her drone, Leo approached her and offered to help. Initially hesitant to trust, Jenna analyzed his skills, realizing he could be a useful ally. Forming a tentative partnership, Jenna found solace in sharing tech knowledge, while Leo absorbed her scientific wisdom. Together, they would become a formidable team, building drones that were not only equipped for heists, but also intended as models of creativity and rebellion against their societal circumstances. With Leo's assistance, Jenna reimagined her heist strategy. They decided not just to rob the bank, but to exploit a flaw in the system that went beyond mere theft. If they could expose the inequalities in the banking system, they could draw public attention to their plight, as well as that of others cast aside by society. The small-scale robberies morphed into a broader agenda, a campaign to bring awareness to the struggling homeless community, one drone at a time. On the eve of their second attempt, Jenna felt a mix of anxiety and excitement. They equipped the drones with cameras and speakers to broadcast their message. This time, the flight would direct the drones to a major downtown bank during peak hours. With the intention to hijack the bank's feed, Jenna and Leo orchestrated an elaborate plan that would not only demonstrate their prowess, but also carry a vital message: the stories of those living like ghosts beneath society's foot. As the drones took flight, a sense of purpose enveloped Jenna. The bright lights of the city shimmered around them, obscuring the downtrodden whispers. This time, they encountered no security drones. Their plan succeeded flawlessly. The hovering creations projected messages that illuminated the issues of homelessness, poverty, and corporate greed, intertwining with the cool air as they danced above the heads of shocked bystanders and employees. In that moment, Jenna saw flashes of hope. The awareness they sought began to spark among the chaos. Static erupted within the monitor as their drone projected visuals showcasing interviews of those in need, their tales resonating down to the hearts of onlookers. People paused in bewilderment, watching as Jenna's voice echoed through the building, broadcasted as clear as day. "We are invisible no more," she proclaimed. News outlets were quick to pick up on the spectacle. Within moments, hashtags began trending worldwide, urging for justice and understanding of the homeless population. Just as they initiated the broadcast, something unexpected occurred. The bank's external security systems, which they thought they had outsmarted, activated. Jenna watched in disbelief as massive drones descended from the rooftops, armed with non-lethal deterrents, targeting their smaller drones. Her heart raced. This was not part of the plan. The sudden escalation transformed their demonstration into a chaotic scene as the bank's personnel scrambled to regain control, casting uncertainty into the air. This was no longer just a heist. It was a battle for visibility, a desperate act that entangled them in a web of unforeseen consequences. In the midst of the chaos, Jenna shouted instructions to Leo, who was frantically trying to maneuver the drones for a quick escape. With flawless precision, he piloted one drone to crash land on the roof of a nearby building, its footage safely stored. Meanwhile, Jenna grabbed the remaining drone and sent it into a dizzying spiral above the street, outsmarting the security bots by diving between unsuspecting pedestrians. They threaded through the labyrinthine alleyways, finally escaping into a hidden passage. It was a heart-stopping close call, but it forged an unbreakable bond between them, one built on survival and shared defiance against their societal oppressors. Once they returned to their underbridge hideout, exhilaration surged through Jenna and Leo. Their mission had sparked a conversation they had long sought. News reports of their protests spread like wildfire, painting them as modern-day Robin Hoods. For the first time in a while, Jenna felt a sense of purpose beyond mere survival. Her plight had given way to a message that resonated with the broader community. As calls to action echoed on social media, she began to gather support and funds from sympathetic viewers who wanted to aid them in their cause. Realizing the potential of their newfound platform, Jenna and Leo turned to their network. They organized local rallies, equipped themselves with multiple drones, and involved other homeless individuals, encouraging them to share their stories through the airwaves. They sought partnerships with activists, charities, and even disenfranchised tech experts eager to assist them. In this newfound camaraderie, Jenna helped embolden a movement that merged the technological with the poignant, demonstrating that there was power, creativity, and humanity within their community. The rising visibility of their cause did not go unnoticed by city officials. Soon, Jenna and Leo received an invitation from a community board to discuss their protests in a public forum. Jenna approached this meeting with a blend of anxiety and determination. It was pivotal. She had a chance to articulate the struggles they had faced not only as individuals, but as part of a system that marginalized people like her. However, as the meeting date approached, they realized the implications of publicly revealing the extent of their heists. Caught in a whirlwind of media attention and mounting pressure, Jenna faced an internal conflict. Should she come clean about their prior actions? Was it a risk worth taking? Could their message be shared effectively without the taint of their rebellious actions? Her deep-rooted belief in transparency clashed with the fear of being branded a criminal. After many sleepless nights under the bridge, she resolved to embrace her identity as a thief. Yet a thief who acted out of necessity, against a system that overlooked human dignity. The day of the public forum arrived, and Jenna's palms were sweaty as she stood before the crowd of attentive faces. The hall buzzed with people from different walks of life, including journalists eager to uncover the truth. When it was Jenna's turn to speak, she took a deep breath, feeling the weight of her hidden traumas cascade over her. Then, with unfiltered honesty, she wove together her own story and the stories of others who had faced the eviction of their hopes. As Jenna spoke passionately, recounting the betrayals and suffering faced by those living on the fringes of society, something extraordinary happened. People began to rise one by one, sharing their own stories and uniting their voices with hers. With each tale shared, they formed a chorus that transcended their differences. The air buzzed with emotions, anger, sadness, and eventually determination. After the meeting, conversations flowed, leading to the birth of community-driven programs focused on solutions to homelessness. Amid this collective healing, Jenna and Leo pondered their next move. They could not simply stop their drone activities. They needed a way to funnel attention back to institutional injustices while maintaining the momentum they had gathered. Inspired by their last venture, they devised a plan to stage a charity stunt, drawing attention, and this time positively, to the plight of homelessness. This would involve a controlled heist where their actions would serve the purpose of bringing media eyes onto their initiated programs and soliciting donations. Enthusiasm pulsed between Jenna and Leo as they meticulously planned their next launch. Together, they designed an engaging drone that would drop golden tickets, small packages containing information about the programs they aimed to support, driven home through entrancing spectacle, and direct sessions for donation instead of cash. As they crafted these drones, they infused a sense of artistic flair into their designs, painting them to resemble pigeons, a symbol of hope and freedom. The goal was simple. Public awareness had to be. Under the cover of night, they launched their drones into the sky during a city-sponsored charity event, where affluent potential donors gathered. The drones flew gracefully through the air, scattering their golden tickets over the crowd, each carrying a message of empowerment. Simultaneously, Jenna and Leo filmed the event on their handheld devices, planning to use the footage to bolster their future initiatives. Watching the confusion slowly turn into astonishment among the elite, Jenna felt a thrill rise within her as they transformed a moment of potential disgrace into triumph. However, the euphoria of the moment soon turned to dismay. Among the crowd lurked a familiar figure, a former colleague from the university, who had been part of the scandal that led to Jenna's downfall. As the drones spread their message, She noticed the betrayal etched on her colleague's face as he pulled out his phone, documenting the event. A shiver raced down Jenna's spine. She realized that someone was keen to expose the truth about their operation. The prospect of her entire campaign being dismantled by this revelation haunted her. Just as the event wrapped up and Jenna and Leo started gathering the drones, news broke out about the drone heist, making waves across the media. Not only were corporations displeased, but law enforcement had turned their eyes toward their burgeoning cause. What had begun as a spark for change now attracted scrutiny, and Jenna was faced with a